Alright everybody, welcome back. In the bottom left hand corner of the map Shakuras Plateau, we have the red Protoss player, Dunnonow. It's a weird name. And in the bottom right hand corner of the map, the blue Terran, Ribo. I always want to know how people get to their usernames. Like what in their head, like what are they doing? Was it randomly generated? Oh wow, sorry. Was it randomly generated? Was it, I don't know, like I'm always curious. Like I'm Jermaine, for me, it came when I was 10. I needed an AIM screen name because AIM was how you talk to girls. Because God forbid you talk to them in person. And you see Dunnonow with a really early pylon scout here. But like AIM was how you talk to girls. And I wasn't very like cute or anything like that. I'm still not, in my opinion. But I just got my confidence up. But in middle school, or elementary school, excuse me, my confidence was a little low. Like a very low. So, and then we do see the 12 racks going down here for Ribo. Super standard, nothing to get excited about just yet. And the 13 gateway. But I couldn't talk to girls because my confidence was low. So you got to talk to them on AIM. And I always felt like I needed a sly AIM name. That way I could talk to girls. Because if you can talk to girls on AIM, you're in good with them in real life, right? Well, I wanted to be sly, and I was asking my buddy, who was pretty good with girls at the time. I was friends with this popular kid. We didn't go to school together, but he was popular at his school. And he said, "Here you go, dude. You need a screen name that says, 'I'm your man.'" And I was like, "Yeah, dude." And I was like, "But instead of your, we should put Jor, because my name's Jordan." And he was like, "Dude, you'll have them honeys in no time." He didn't say it like that, but, you know, so I'm Jermaine stuck. So it's not like I'm Jordan with a weird M because I'm a man. It's actually just I'm Jermaine because I'm your man and my name's Jordan. It's absolutely terrible, actually. It's a disgusting name now that I like explain it to people. We do see the probe scout going down here to the Marine, but he did get a pretty good scout. And it looks like we are going to see the one barracks fast expand here out of Ribo. Because Ribo, pretty high up there in the middle right now, 230. Going to constantly make them SCVs and Marines, and he'll be able to expand here very shortly. SCV is going to get a scout, and he's going to see, oh wait, you're playing standard. Well, that's fun. Standard play is not fun at all. I guess now I'm going to stop talking about my stupid username and talk about the game and stuff like that. We do see the command center going up here on the high ground. Typically you see that go down on the low ground with a bunker, but excuse me, wow. This is why we do warm-up games. You do see the command center go down on the low ground a lot of time, but not a big deal. First barracks is going down as well. First barracks after the command center. Wouldn't be surprised to see him throw down one or two more after that. And you can tell I'm still waking up a little bit. But there is the other barracks. Very standard play right now. One racks, fast expand into two more racks. And this SCV is over here going to scout the expansion timing, if there is one, for Dunnonow. And we do see the other barracks being thrown down very promptly. So Ribo, right on top of his macro, knowing exactly when he can throw down those barracks. As you can see, each of them are staggered, and that is in accordance with their economy. It looks like, is Ribo going to see the SCV move out? No, he's not. I'm going to get up here and see the no army, however, and we are going to see a 4-gate come out here for Ribo. And Ribo is going to scout. Oh, he saw. Oh, there it is. There it is. He scouts all three, but it could be too late. One racks fast expand. Two bunkers are going down here at the front. The one racks fast expand could be too much here. Forward pylon probably will be going down. All of the Marines could get good stutter step micro here on that Zealot. That Zealot could die and put just this pressure to an absolute end. Forward pylon is going down here. These three Marines could get kited all the way back by that Stalker. SCVs are down here. And as for the league of this game, I actually don't know. I didn't look. I didn't check it out. Command center is now on the low ground. And actually, anybody that's watching right now, so the one of you, if you have any good replays you'd like to see casted, let me know. I don't know where to find replays. We do see the Zealots coming up here, the Stalkers coming up here into the bunker line. And all those SCVs are there set to repair that bunker when it finishes. There are 4 Stalkers out there, and we are going to see this little Texas standoff here. 2 bunkers pretty much should put the end to this, especially with these SCVs down here to repair. We will see another warping, however, from Dunnonow as he tries to break this 42 supply to 35 in favor of Dunnonow. But now that the 4 barracks are up and functioning, we are going to probably just see Ribo outproduce this 4-gate. He is in a pretty okay position. He's got the expansion up here. Let's check out the worker tab. 22 to 24 in favor of Ribo, and that doesn't even include mules. And the army supply, however, very in favor of Dunnonow, but the two barracks, the two bunkers here, looks like he is going to go for the break. Dunnonow going to push right up into the natural expansion. The bunkers will fall. Absolutely they will. Will Dunnonow be able to take out all these Marines? I think there are enough Marines to hold here, especially with the SCV pool, but the damage has been done. Looks like the sentry will fall here, and we will see that these Marines will push these stalkers back. However, a lot of SCVs are going to go down here. We do see that the Zealots are falling. Marine count starting to fall a little bit here as the Zealots are getting chomped away at. 4 Marines do stand as the Zealots are all gone now. It's a very confusing battle for me to cast, apparently. Gotta get focused up, bro. We see that the Stalkers are going to come back in here. The more Marines are popping out of the barracks, 2 at a time now. And we do see that these Stalkers are going to be able to whittle away at these Marines. Bunker doesn't even get canceled. We're going to lose all of those monies. SCVs dying left and right. Zealots are up into the base now, going to retreat instead, actually deciding that that's not worth it. We are going to see that the Stalkers are going to go under fire from the Marines here. The Marines not very good against Stalkers, especially since the Stalker can kite the Marines the entire time. SCVs are going to come out here, but it looks like Dunnonow is in a pretty commanding position. All these Marines could fall. All these workers are going to fall. How many workers have been lost? 15 workers have been lost. This expansion is under fire. He probably won't get it before it retreats up into the main, but still very dangerous. And it looks like he will actually get it into the red. And it looks like more Marines are going to fall here inside the base. More Marines falling behind the wall because that wall can't stop against ranged units. Stalker, very nice preservation of life here on the Stalkers, pulling back the weakened ones. That poor SCV just wanted to go to work, man. That's all he wanted to do. We do see Dunnonow now with a 38 to 33 supply lead. 33 supply at the 10-minute mark. More Marines are going to fall to Stalkers, since Stalkers, armored, not very good against the light biological. Bunker is at the top, and that will hold off any more pressure from Dunnonow, I think. But it will make Dunnonow have to take some more losses. And I don't know if I like that trade from Dunnonow. It just needs to go home here. Continuing to warp in Stalkers, so Dunnonow very much so all in with us. But he did expand behind it, and Ribo scanning that and does see it. But still very... I don't know if this has been a very cost-efficient all-in for Dunnonow. Looking at the units lost tab, 25 to 25,000. The workers lost, yes, absolutely, 18 to 1. Checking out the workers tab right now, 24 to 26 still, however. So the fast expansion did pay for itself. Looks like Dunnonow going to go for another break. The bunker does fall. More Marines are dying to the Stalker pressure. However, the Stalker is very weak at this point. Don't know if Dunnonow should continue engaging up this ramp behind a wall. Another forward pylon, so this expansion pretty much a moot point. And it looks like we are going to see Ribo try to take all the way up to medevacs and probably go for a doom drop. Marines still on the way. Would like to see him go for Marauder since he has 780 gas. Another bunker is going to go down at the top of the ramp. Starport is on the way. As soon as he gets medevacs out, this should be a little bit better. Combat Shield and Stem Pack are also on the way. We do have some Marauders out, and they are actually going to help deal with this attack very much so. 2 Marauders and all those Marines can deal with this little bit of a pressure here. And looks like Dunnonow is going to be forced away. No more warpins are occurring for Dunnonow. Dunnonow just needs to go home. He's starting to trade less and less efficiently. And in fact, this isn't good for him to be continue doing this. As you can see, he's going to slowly start slipping more and more behind in that loss tab. Upgrades are going to come away here for Dunnonow. But I guess, you know, in Dunnonow's defense, he does have an expansion up with 2 full mining bases. So he can't really... He's fine. He can continue throwing units at his opponent, especially since his opponent doesn't have another base. The income for him has to be a lot higher. Well, it's actually not too bad. The income is not as bad as I thought. More workers for Ribo. That base way oversaturated, as you can imagine. 2 bases worth of workers on 1 base. Looks like Ribo is going to go ahead and try to acquire this expansion. Don't do it, bro. And yep, there it goes. He's going to turn right back around. That actually command center will probably fall if he doesn't get SCVs on that ASAP. Oh my gosh. Fully loaded up medevac decided to drop there. Didn't want to get scouted. And it looks like we are going to see him try to break out of this. Sick force fields do come out for Dunnonow, however. and this engagement will probably clean up if Ribo controls this correctly, but at what cost? More sentries and zealots are going to warp in here. There's not a whole lot to say about this fight. Dunnonow gonna get broken out here, but Ribo, the damage has been done. Lost the command center. Sentries are going to die. These zealots are going to die, but I think the damage has most certainly been done. And it'll be really interesting to see how Ribo decides to come back from this, what his game plan is going to be. And that zealot running for his life. Dunnonow, what's he got back at home? 3 zealots back at home. I think he'll be more than fine to deal with this, especially looking at the army tab. Well, 17 to 25, so he should be able to hold this. It'll be a little risky, it'll be a little close, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Keep in mind there's probes and pylons spread out all across the map here for Dunnonow. My phone is ringing, and I really don't want to answer it because I want to cast this game. So whoever you are, Dad, you're going to voicemail. And it looks like we're actually going to see an SCV pool here all in. No, there are still some SCVs back here. Going to use these SCVs to buffer and do a little bit of damage. Here we go. The Marauders doing tons of damage here. Actually going to clean up every single bit of this army from Dunnonow. He's going to have to kite a little bit here, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. All those zealots are going to fall. The Stalkers not very good against Marauders. And this base from Dunnonow could fall here. So did we just see a reverse win here from Ribo? Ribo breaking out at just the right time. One Immortal on the way being chrono boosted out. This Nexus, while it's falling, is going to give Dunnonow some time to warp in some units here. There are... How many... Oh, I need to turn the UI back on. There are some zealots being warped in here. Force field whiffs actually be more a harm to Dunnonow than good, and a lot of those zealots are going to fall for absolutely no reason, and Ribo could push right up this ramp if he so desired. There's an Artosis pylon piling a lot of that stuff, and no more force fields are left on that sentry. It looks like Dunnonow in a little bit of a trouble here. Immortal not doing any damage yet. Stutter Step Micro is coming out here from Ribo, going to kill every single one of these zealots before it can get back to the main. That sentry is going to get picked off before it can get any more energy. More zealots are warping in. Dunnonow in a bit of a trouble here. Ribo really equalizing things here. I think 8,000 resources lost for Dunnonow, 6,229 for Ribo. We do see that Ribo is going to go ahead and back up here. Actually going to go ahead and pick up this pylon. It is powering 3 gateways. Very not good pylon placement there. A little bit of an Artosis pylon on MLG yesterday. Tastosis said that's a Tastosis pylon because when the Artosis pylon falls, there's a tasteless pylon to back it up. That's love, man. That's love. I'll find my caster tasteless one day. But Ribo going to take out all of these gateways here, actually. Very well could if he wanted, and that will hinder the production of Dunnonow very much so. 5 more gateways over here, excuse me. Charge lots are on the way. Charge lots very good against zealots. And it looks like Ribo just now noticed that there's this big thing. But, oh, hello. Hello there, SCVs. It's time to play, apparently. Oh, because there was a warp in that I just didn't notice, and it didn't look like Dunnonow noticed either. But very good use of those pylons there by Dunnonow. Let's see here. I feel like this is pretty much going to be GG because Ribo can't deal with this army by itself, let alone 14 workers. So here come the 14 workers from Ribo. This is going to be a pretty sick engagement. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how both players control it. SCV sick, good force field, but all the zealots from Dunnonow are going to brash themselves up against it. All the sentries are going to fall here a little bit. One other good force field does completely seal that ramp, but not entirely after the first one falls. The SCVs do get up another good force field, so the SCVs do all die before the engagement actually happens. But some Marines did get up there. There are no more force fields left for Dunnonow. Dunnonow with a supply advantage, but most of that is in workers here as we see the army, all Marauders stutter stepping their way up into the main base. Zealots are going to go down, Immortal going to fall. That was the last saving grace for Dunnonow. It's going to come down to can probes beat Marauders and Marines. Nothing can beat Marauders and Marines, so the answer is clearly no. Looks like Ribo is going to get himself strapped in a corner, and eventually all these things will die, but at what cost will all the damage necessarily be done? Keep in mind, all Ribo has to win with this attack. All Dunnonow has to do is hold. No production for either player. Ribo 14 supply. What does he have going on back here? These Zealots have absolutely wrecked his main base. We do see that all these Marines are in here now in the main doing tons of damage. Check out how many workers were killed in this game. 56 workers were killed by both players, or by Ribo right there. And here come the workers again from Dunnonow. Ribo could stutter step his way very efficiently if he would just stem. The workers get the surround. Will Dunnonow hold with Marines, or hold against Marines with probes? Oh my gosh, gonna back himself into a corner, but that's just fine. Dunnonow prefers that. This is craziness. 22 supply to 4 supply in favor of Dunnonow. Dunnonow with only 2 supply, only 2 Marines left. All these probes decided to take a break for the day. 0 supply Ribo to the 18 supply Dunnonow. Folks, we have a max of 18 supply in the game at the 22-minute mark. Command center is down here. Oh, but there's a mule. Does Dunnonow have any idea about the mule in this base? He actually should, because the Zealots were destroying this base over here. They still are working on, you can hear them somewhere, still working on this engineering bay actually. But all these guys over here doing sick amounts of damage, and it looks like he's just going to go ahead and do a little land ski right here in the main base. That's right, I said land ski. I don't even know what I think about myself anymore. I'd almost like to see him bring the starport over here, plop it down right there he goes, and I'd like to see him make a tech lab with it and just make some banshees. This pylon is going to scout this, and all these probes are long distance mining because they don't even have enough money to afford a base, let alone a unit. SCV production has begun now, and we do see 3 Mariners are on the way, and they're actually going to be walled in by these barracks. Very cute little play here by Ribo. 2 Zealots, or I'm sorry, a Sentry and a Zealot are going to be warped in here, and all the probes are going to get pulled. Will he pull them all? Keep in mind, all Dunnonow has to do is kill these. But, oh, such sick positioning there by Ribo, and we knew it was coming by that positioning. So nasty. 3 more are going to pop here very shortly. Production is starting to be off the charts here for Ribo. This is crazy. Looking at the income, Terran is ahead in income. He had 0 supply, and look at that pylon does fall, and it looks like Ribo is going to go up here and start working on the only Nexus in the game. Are you serious? And keep in mind, yeah, he can do this all day. And there's a medevac out. There's a medevac. This game's over. There's a medevac out. Oh, sick force field, but it doesn't matter because of the medevac pickup. The medevac pickup picks up the 4 Marines, and all the probes are bashing themselves against the force field. Force field harm, more harm than good. Oh my gosh, is this real life? And this Nexus is going to die. Dunnonow is going to lose after being up 14 supply to 0. What? What? This shouldn't be fair. This should not be fair. Look at this. All these guys are going to die right now. How is this real life? Not even enough money for a Nexus. 3 sentries are here. Brosifs. 3 sentries don't kill 12 Marines. 8 Marines. They all die. The Nexus is going to die. And Dunnonow leaves the game without even GG'ing. Oh my gosh. What did we just watch? Alright, I'm going to go dark so I can cut this for the VODs. Sick game. Sick game, man.